Hello, my name is Sean, and we're going to be taking a look at Nike and the larger sports apparel manufacturing industry. Nike began its life as a company in 1964 as Blue Ribbon Sports. It was founded by Bill Bowerman, who was at the time the Oregon University track and field coach. It now operates in the sportswear manufacturing industry as Nike. Products of theirs reach around the world, and they are purchased in 170 countries worldwide. A key to Nike's success in their company history has been their industry leading innovation. The sports apparel industry has seen explosive growth over the last 50 years. And this has been driven by a population that, as time progresses, becomes more and more motivated to become fit and healthy. And they buy clothes to help them achieve those goals. There's enormous opportunity for growth in international markets that have emerging middle classes that have disposable income ready to spend. So the sportswear industry has grown to 167 billion as of 2020 and is expected value of 248 billion by 2026. The US market is valued itself at 69 billion and Nike as a company is valued at 34.8 billion. Athleisure is a trend that has really taken over the fashion world in general and has driven growth as the trend has seen athletic apparel become adopted more and more into acceptable mainstream attire. Expansion into international markets such as China is also a huge motivator of growth in the industry.
Market overview. Nike has one of the largest market shares in the global apparel industry. The two largest regions, North America and Western Europe, posted nearly $7 billion in revenue in Q2 of 2021. During the COVID-19 crisis, the consumer distribution channel grew 31.7% in 2021, while the wholesale consumer revenue declined nearly 2.7%. Nike continues to grow the consumer distribution channel called Nike Direct to gain access to new markets without opening more brick-and-mortar stores, and will be a key to their success in the near future.
So we have some of Nike's competitors and threats. Some of their biggest threats are the waste and sustainability, first and foremost. They currently have a Move to Zero ad campaign, and they also have tons of recycled products. So they are working towards reducing their footprint. We also have trade tensions, and China particularly is one of their main manufacturing hubs. And trade tensions have been fairly high the past few years. We also have counterfeit products, which are pretty prevalent still to this day in foreign countries. And we also have new and existing entrants into the industry. One of Nike's biggest competitors is obviously Adidas. We also have damage to the brand image from some of Nike's mistakes, such as their labor camps. And to this day, Nike does enforce fair labor in their manufacturing facilities. We also have the fierce industry competition that just comes in the footwear industry. Some of Nike's main keys to success have been their large customer base and loyal base. They've had a loyal customer base for a long time, and Nike also accounts for 31% of the footwear market, which is a large portion. They've also had iconic sponsorships, most importantly with Michael Jordan, and so selecting the next iconic athlete is always important, someone that can represent their brand. Also, the ability to adapt, such as with the recent COVID pandemic, we saw a great increase in their digital sales and a decrease in their retail. Also, they've constantly had excellent marketing and ad campaigns. We've also seen a lot of support for Nike coming and Nike supporting the African American community. So they've always been kind of outspoken about their political statements and what they believe in, which is really important.
Action plan and recommendations. Nike's action plan includes increasing digital sales, eliminating retail partners, creating an inclusive culture, being sustainable, and continuing expansion into emerging markets. Nike can gain competitive advantage over competition by focusing more on digital sales because it's more of a direct form of selling their products to loyal customers. Eliminating their products from selective retail partners goes along with this strategy because Nike can sell through channels they control and own, including physical stores and their website. Creating an inclusive culture is important for Nike because they need to make sure they pay attention to things like diversity, preventing sexual harassment, and providing equal opportunity within the company. Doing so will help empower their employees as well. Sustainability and emerging into foreign markets are also a part of the recommendations we have for Nike, with improving regulation of their supply chain. For the first recommendation, merging into foreign markets can give Nike additional market share in the industry. They already have a high level of brand awareness, so it makes sense for them to continue to expand to countries they're not as involved in, such as Brazil and India. Companies like Coca-Cola adapt their products based on the customers and culture of where they're selling, and we know Nike is capable of doing the same thing. For the next recommendation we have, Nike can look deeper into the manufacturing process in terms of their supply chain and labor, especially in China. It's important to evaluate every sector of the company to prevent issues that take time to develop. For Nike sustainability, we recommend they continue to make efforts towards moving to zero waste and recycling materials. They have recently opened Nike refurbished stores where they take gently worn or returned shoes and sell them at a discounted rate. Continuing to be sustainable will improve Nike's corporate social responsibility. Thank you for listening to our presentation.